most of you know, if not all of you. Rahul Narang, the boy who is helping me for the class. Rahul. Interestingly, with me, while teaching since even last 20 years, and teaching at a very broad level, not a small level, employee-wise, I am yet to recruit even a single employee. I don't have any employee. My students, they come and help me to conduct all my workshops. Whether I am going to Rishikesh, each time there is a different set of students who come there, who work for me, arrange all nitty-gritties for me, run around, and they manage things for me. Rahul too is one of my students. He is a yoga teacher in DPS RK-Puram. He is masters in his yoga from Karnataka. Which institute of that beta I have forgot?
Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhan.
Short
mein SVS.
SVS. He specialized for yogic remedies for diabetes, etc. Their ailment-oriented course he has done, and now he is going to pursue for his doctorate. So, I am helped by my students, and tomorrow, you never know, after this course, some of you may come to help me for another classroom.
Pleasure.
So that is all. Now I start with something very interesting which Kiranji has shared with us. He is blessed to have a blessed mother. His mother is around 86 years. According to the modern understanding of qualification wise, she is only 8th pass. But according to the inside development, she is a poet. And the kind of punctuation she is able to do is perfect. That is what he has told. And as he was talking, I don't need any testimony for that. I am convinced. It's said and done. So much so that one of her compilation, one of her book of poems has been published a couple of months before. A book has been published. And she is an ardent follower of Krishna. And he was informing me that when he was at Dwarka, rather he said that whenever I go to temple, whenever I am in front of Krishna, I don't chant anything except the poems of my mother. And when he was in Dwarka, he, as I understood, he probably chanted one of her poems which carries an understanding that the way you saved me, as Draupadi says. Now Draupadi is making a mention to the Lord. The devotee is making a mention to the Lord. As you saved Draupadi from that calamity, likewise come and be my savior. That is what exactly it meant. Now from here we catch another thread. Now the thread is, what was Draupadi saved from? Cheer Haran. Cheer means not the garb. Generally we understand it as the garb. Kapade. But cheer means essence. Cheer means the essence. Tattva. Taking someone's cloth or taking someone's individuality are two different things. In Draupadi, one who can travel at the speed of light, one that is Kundalini. In normal parlance, she is the source which fuels our entire sensory craving. Our entire sensory craving is refueled or fueled by this dormant power. This dormant power, even when it is lying, the serpentine power as we address it as, on the basis of the movements it makes on arousal, even if it is lying dormant, it is able to conduct normal dispensation of our life. The amount of energy I need to contemplate, to walk, run, eat, assimilate, etc., etc. That energy comes from even the dormant state of Kundalini to break this solid food into different kinds of materials, even in the stomach. But when it comes for me to embark upon a higher degree of an assignment, an arduous one, higher dimension, I need its arousal. Generally what happens is, in normal life, dur yodhana, the demeaned objectives, they come and day in, day out, they commence upon Chirharan. According to the story, the Chirharan was done in the witness of all worthy ones once. But in actual life, the Chirharan by Duryodhan, it transpires day in, day out. Of course, in the company and presence of all worthy ones. In the worthy ones of Drona. What is Drona? He is the master, he is the teacher. Drona comes from Dra Dhatu. Dra means to mold, to cast. When you melt the iron, you put it into a mold in accordance to the size, form, shape of the mold, the casting will appear. Whatever you cast, it will appear. That same goes for almost all the metals. Dhal jana, dhalai. Dra means to mold, to cast. And why do we call him Acharya? Number one. Why is he the master to both the Kauravas and the Pandavas? Number two. And the third, why is he siding with the Duryodhana if he is the master? And why does he ultimately remain silent when Chirharan is under the way? You have to understand it. Drona Acharya, one who would cast. It is very commonly shared that our likes then ultimately become our practices, practices become habits, habits ultimately become our propensity. सामान्य पसंद नापसंद हमारा व्यवहार बनती है, आचरण बनती है, परिपक्व व्यवहार अंतोत्गत्वा हमारा संस्कार बनता है. तो संस्कार का निर्माण वस्तुतः सामान्य व्यवहार से ही जन्म लेता है. व्यवहार इस जन्म में होते हैं, संस्कार जीवात्मा के साथ अगली योनि तक जाता है. Propensities transcend from this life to another one. The process under which we cast our propensities, वो प्रक्रिया जिसमें संस्कारों को ढाला जाता है, उसे द्रोण कहते हैं. Whether good or bad, Acharya is the same for Duryodhan and Pandavas. Acharya is not the different. Because the procedure cannot distinguish between good and bad. अच्छी आदतें भी संस्कार बनाई जा सकती हैं, बुरी आदतें भी संस्कार बनाई जा सकती हैं. जो प्रोसीजर है, प्रक्रिया है, वो नहीं जानती ये अच्छा है कि बुरा. इट इज कॉमन टू बोथ. आचार्य दोनों का एक ही है. The process to cast good or bad propensity is the same. That is why Dronacharya is common teacher. If it is common, then why is he siding towards Duryodhana? Because in general with all of us, including me, the natural tendency of the mental plane also acts on the principle of gravity. नीचे की ओर जाता है, अधो की ओर जाता है, ऊर्ध्व की ओर नहीं जाता. अधोगामी होने में सुख है, अब ऊर्ध्वगामी होने में पुरुषार्थ लगता है. कोई भी चीज दिखी तुरंत ये चाहिए चाहिए चाहिए, कैसे भी चाहिए, दुर्योधन चाहिए. और द्रोण मेरे साथ खड़ा है क्योंकि द्रोण के पास कमांड करने का, डिटरमिन करने का साहस नहीं है। तेरी है तो तेरी चलेगी, तेरा नमक खाए तेरे साथ रहेंगे, बोली तेरी चल रही है। That is why द्रोणाचार्य is siding. And what does दुर्योधन do? आज इस मजे के लिए, कल उस मजे के लिए, परसों फलाने मजे के लिए रोज चीरहरण करेंगे। पांडव चुपचाप देखते रहेंगे, द्रोणाचार्य भी चुपचाप बैठा रहेगा। भीष्म, what is Bhishma? Bhishma is the feeling of isness within a human being. You exist. That feeling is Bhishma. If I ask you, who is listening me right now? मैंने वहां भी पूछा था स्टेडियम सिटी फोर्ट में भी. Who is listening me? It's a direct question. It's a blunt, blatant question. Who is listening me? And I ask you, कौन सुन रहा है मुझे आप में? आप में मेरा नाम नहीं, नाम नहीं, आप में मुझे कौन सुन रहा है? कान सुन रहे हैं. कानों के बीच कौन है जो सुन रहा है? And you have to withdraw yourself and understand who is listening. Ultimately, it is someone behind my eyes and in between my two ears. Your awareness. Actually, you are not listening me. Your awareness is registering me, listening me. That awareness is the ultimate individuality. और जब वो हर्ट होती है, जब वो जागती है, सब कुछ बदल जाता है. उस अपनी इजनेस को, अपने स्वबोध को भीष्म माना जाता है. और वो सबसे बड़ा है, सबसे पुराना है. When the soul comes to the womb of the mother, the first thing that is gathered is the feeling that I exist. Rest comes later. मैं हूं, ये है तो मेरा नाक है, मेरी आंख है, मेरी जबीब है, मेरी पत्नी है, मेरे बच्चे हैं, मेरी प्रॉपर्टी है. मैं ही नहीं तो ये किसका? जीवात्मा का सबसे पहला बोध, प्राइमरी ऑब्जर्वेशन इज अहम आकार, that we generally know as ahankar, not ego. Ego is different. Ego is inflation, English. अहम का आकार, मैं हूं, अहम, I exist, isness. आकार, you all know what is आकार. मैं हूं, मेरे होने का बोध अहंकार है. It's not bad, it's very good, necessary. Inflated aspect, you leave inflated aspect. Talk about the pure sense about it. मैं हूं, मेरा अस्तित्व है और मैं सबसे पहले आता हूं, इसलिए मैं पितामह हूं. सबसे बुजुर्ग मैं ही हूं, सबसे बुजुर्ग मैं हूं. If I am not there, if I am not the ancestor, you all cannot come. मेरे होने से तुम आते हो. और सबसे मुश्किल मरना किसका है? Everything can die, but even yogis have to fight at the last. They have to immerse and dissolve their isness. That is why, despite of having affluent 100 children on one side and 5 Pandavas on the other, they are emperors. How is it possible that one of our, we call him not ancestor, but the senior most in the family, Pitama, he is injured. If he is injured, needs to be hospitalized, needs to be comforted, needs to be taken care of. Instead of that, we are asking him, not, rather we are making him rest upon the tip of the arrows. तीरों की शैया पर लटा दो. It is just like adding boiling oil, boiled oil, जला हुआ गरम तेल upon your wound. जख्म पर जला हुआ तेल फेंक देना. It's just like that. अच्छे खासे लोग तीरों की शैया पर और प्राण नहीं जा रहे हैं. He's not able to relinquish his mortal plane. Why? Because for the isness to ultimately assimilate in eternity is very difficult. Two worlds. It has to fight in two worlds. It has to fight in two worlds. It has to side for sustenance with Duryodhana. And it has a yearning and a craving for Pandavas. It has to side with Duryodhana because Duryodhana means mortal plane. Duryodhana means senses. Duryodhana means this entire plot. Duryodhana means connivance of the divine conspiracy. That is Duryodhan. It has to stand with Duryodhan. But while standing with Duryodhan, it's cut into two halves. Standing with Duryodhan, yet yearning for Pandavas. It's with most of us. We always have a split within us. ये दुनिया भी बुलाती है, उधर की ओर जाने की भी कभी कभी चीख उठती है. लेकिन क्या करें? ये दुनिया अस्तित्व है. According to the scholars of the Bhagavad Gita, the rarest of the scholars, they say, if you eliminate two characters from your life, instant moksha will come to you. Well, they say it doesn't happen. What are those two characters? They say you remove Duryodhana and remove Bhishma, moksha ho jayega. Remove your identification and remove demeaned objectives, because both sustain with each other. अस्तित्व और आकांक्षा मार दो, कल्याण हो जाएगा. आकांक्षा अस्तित्व से गुथी है. आकांक्षा मरती नहीं, अस्तित्व जाता नहीं. लेकिन अस्तित्व के लिए झगड़ा यह है कि उसे आगे की भी सुध है. Because somewhere it's able to see a silhouette of a future, of something which is more than this limited self. कि जीवन इतना ही नहीं है. I am not that much alone. There is something beyond, something beyond. I have to go further. पीछा छूटता नहीं, आगे जाया नहीं जाता. And that is conflict. That is Bhishma. And that is why Bhishma is confined on the tip of the arrows for a long period of time. बहुत कठिनता से मरता है. That is why it is very difficult for all spiritual seekers to immerse their individuality. Shridharan would have, from the light of Karma Yoga, Shridharan immersed his individuality first. I don't exist, bloody hell. I don't exist. ये लो, ये resignation letter pocket में डाल दिया. I don't exist. All Kauravas were after his life. Don't go, don't go. If you resign, bloody our government will have a bad name. Don't resign, please don't resign. This is pure science. Bhagavad Gita is pure science. It talks about the existential aspect of a being. A being which is a composite of awareness, identification of the awareness, propensities of the associated with the engulfing, encasing, encompassing the awareness, and the elements that give it an identity. इस दुनिया में दो चीजें हटा दीजिए, अस्तित्व बदल जाएंगे. Once my great seer had told me, he says, your limited self knows, which is confined to naam or roop, the name and form. You do not know that there is a vast world beyond imagination where there is no name, there is no form. You don't know anything more than that, which is very limited. It is similar like holding one file. 30 years ago, we have a record room where we have got 2000 files. For 2000 files, we need a room at least 10 by 15 or 10 by 10. And today, when I give a scan to my computer, it goes on to around 300,000 files. Talking about a different dimension. So, नाम और रूप से परे का जीवन, नाम और रूप के जीवन से हजारों गुना बड़ा. That is where yoga ultimately takes. And of course, one of its branches, Karma Yoga, takes us to the same place. Where there is no name, there is no form, pure existence. Not easy to comprehend initially. Yes, it is not easy to comprehend. But as you advance, the more you are able to have bodha. Bodh means deeper understanding. Bodh means nobody has informed you. Nobody has taught you. Nobody has tutored you, doctored you. None has done anything, yet you are able to know about something. For something that you know, not informed by anyone else, not a conclusion, but something you know. Conclusions it's an output of the mechanics of the mind. No, not that. You just know something. That is bodha. The more we advance into yoga, the more we start getting more and more of bodha. About whom? About people, subjects and situations. Same set of people, you start getting more in knowledge about them. And when you grow, when you evolve inside, when your antah-drishti, your inner perception, your perceptory windows, they grow, they evolve, then for the same set of people, same set of situation, same set of subjects, you change. Because then you are able to understand them more. And if you understand them more, you accommodate them more. When you accommodate them more, you adapt according to them more. Then you don't criticize. ये तो सब पागल है, ये कैसे नाचता है, ये कैसे वो करते हैं, सब बकार की बात है. No, then you say no, it's all okay. It's okay. It's okay with them. It's right. They're doing right thing. Let them do it. I don't interfere. Good. Appreciate them. How can I rather inspire them? How can I become a catalyst for their evolution? I should think that. I should not become a critique. Hey, तो ये गलत करता है, अकल नहीं है, तो मैं ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. You evolve more by understanding the compulsion of the other person more. It is the same when you grow inside, you understand not only people around you, also plants around you more, animals around you more. Because this life has been given to us according to the ancient Indian wisdom. We have evolved. This is the science of evolution. Evolving from no life to life, and from life to a higher life. They say we are born as a nar pashu. Nar pashu means born with the face of a human, but with animalistic instincts, traits of an animal. Impulse driven, executing the entire life in spontaneity, affirming in spontaneity, concluding in spontaneity, everything in spontaneity, and then ultimately become concluded in spontaneity. Where is that thoughtfulness? That is termed as animalistic instinct, nar pashu. Nar pashu say evolve to be a nara, become a human. Where instinctive behavior, impulsive behavior does not confine you to spontaneity. You relinquish and you develop a thought plane, an interlude where you can contemplate before executing any thought, gesture or deed. And from Narapashu to Nara, and from Nara to Devatva. Devatva. Devatva means one who can offer, to bestow many people. That is Devatva. Devatva necessarily does not mean with the limited understanding we have about Devatas. In that way, even microorganisms are Devata. Without them, you can't sustain a life. Every small particle that is a necessary component in a glass of water is a Devata, open for sharing. And if a life is not able to evolve, I mentioned it on my Facebook wall, on one of my pages. A girl asked me a question because we have gone to more than 200,000 young girls and most of them in Haryana. Well, we have the highest female foeticide rate. I was talking to around 2,000 young girls in a government school in Haryana village, and one of the girls, she came forward with a question after my deliberation. I was asking them to create a vision for their own self. Kanya Sankalp Shakti is a program. And she came forward and she said, in her local language, in Haryanavi language, she came and she said, कि जब सब कुछ अठे रह जाना है, यहीं पर सब कुछ रह जाना है, if everything has to be left here, then why struggle? Why become so thoughtful? सब यहीं छूट जाना है। एंड मैंने उसको फिर हंस के कहा, जो बच्चों को हम सुनाते हैं, मैंने कहा खाली हाथ आए थे, खाली हाथ जाएंगे, क्या लेके आए थे, क्या लेके जाना है, छोड़ो पढ़ाई, ओढ़ो रजाई, सो जाओ खो जाओ। Then I told her, no child, you are indeed right that we cannot carry anything from this mortal plane, yes. But one thing we carry each time, and that is the experiences of our life. When we are born, in the next womb, the moment we come out, as this gentleman here is blessed to have a womb this life, that he has a revered mother who has given him something which probably nobody can buy from market. He's blessed. Probably some past life deed. He was fortunate to get such a womb. When you're born to a next womb, you're born with an inkling, a propensity, experiences which you have brought. And science is not able to answer. The science of frontiers is not able to answer. Every human being that is born with some basic operating system, software, if you want to understand it with computers. Even if twins born with a difference of 1 minute, by the time they are 2, they are almost same. The moment they are beyond the age of 2 years, now these days, not in our times, today, beyond 2 years, both the children, biologically from the same parents, born almost at the same time, brought up in the same surround, start giving their distinct likes and dislikes. ये भिंडी खाता है, इसको भिंडी अच्छी नहीं लगती, इसको आइसक्रीम जितनी खिला दो, इसको तो बस फलानी चीज चाहिए, इसको ये खाने पीने से फुर्सत नहीं, इसको फलानी चीज अच्छी लगती. Where have you brought all that? Basic operating system is same, but the other drivers are different, other applications are different. Where did you get that from? It has traveled down. So I told that child, all experiences that you gather in this life are going to further when you are born to the next mother. But according to Bhagavad Gita, it also says, it says that in this life, with all certitude, I determine, I mean we all determine who is going to be our next womb. अगली कोख इसी जन्म में हम सुनिश्चित कर डालते हैं. We are gradually understanding it. Thanks to quantum sciences, they have helped a lot to teachers like me to explain about the subtle aspects of the nature. Before the advent of quantum science, it was very difficult for us to understand and to talk about anything which was from ancient Indian wisdom. But quantum sciences, one after another, their revelations, unfortunately, their revelations are not printed in general newspaper, they are printed in journals. We don't read journals. We are in general. But their observation, their findings in quantum sciences are becoming like revelations. They have started talking like a rishi with their terminology. ये सृष्टि गुथी हुई है, पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते. ये गुथी हुई नहीं है, ये अपने आप में परिपूर्ण है, like a hologram. Now they have started believing, yes, microcosmic, macrocosmic is one. ये सारी सृष्टि, it all is a delusion, not illusion. There is a difference between illusion and delusion. Maya means delusion, not illusion. Illusion means nothing is there, just something is appearing. Delusion means something is there, but not as it is appearing. Maya means the world is there, but not in the way it appears. That is Maya. Illusion means nothing is there. So the world is delusion, not illusion. Why? Because we say it is Maya. Maya means it is not the way it is appearing. Thanks to the endorsement of the science, all matter which we see, inclusive of us, is the dance of oscillating frequencies at different rhythms. Thanks to the quantum physics. The wood is actually not wood. It's an oscillating frequency at a different rhythm. The difference of the dance of their rhythm makes it brick, makes it a microphone. If you go down to the vibrational part, everything in this room is actually not the way it appears. This is Maya. जो जैसा है वस्तुतः वैसा प्रतीत नहीं हो रहा, प्रतीति में भेद है. That is delusion. है पर वैसा नहीं है. Quantum science now believes it. और इस माया रूपी संसार को संकल्पों के द्वारा भेदा, बदला, परिवर्तित किया जा सकता है. Which clearly means, which has been mentioned in one of the documents that Rishi Kanad had written thousands of years before. Kana means the smallest particle. Ad means to eat. Ones who can eat. Kanad was a great scientist of our times. Rishi Kanad. He was able to eat the smallest particle. That means he was able to comprehend about the smallest particle, even beyond atom, going beyond boson, etc., etc. That is why he was called as Karmad. He was able to eat into the extents of the matter. And he wrote a scientific document which is known as Vaisheshik Darshan. When he wrote Darshan, we said, oh, it's philosophy. And he was the first one, thousands of years before, to say कि पूरी सृष्टि तरंग पर आधारित है. Vibrations. तरंगों से परमाणुओं की संरचना होती है. Vibration constitute as atomic particles. परमाणुओं की गति आगति को, गति आगति, to make them move or not to make them move, or to reconstitute them, संकल्प के द्वारा संभव है. संकल्प means a deep resolve of the awareness. When your awareness deeply resolves something, that is called a sankalpa. By sankalpa, we can even reconstitute the movements of the atoms. That is what Kanad said. And that is what was the first experiment of quantum sciences. When they fired an electron, the first experiment which established that physics is not the physics that we have studied so far. It acts on different principles. This is the wonder which scientists are going. Scientists are totally confused. Last 20 years have been worst for them. Whatever they have established for so many years, for 100 years, is now getting disbanded. Because when they go beyond, it's a different world. It does not work the way it appears. The first experiment upon where the quantum sciences started. Quantum now means possibility. If you ask a quantum scientist, what is the meaning of the word quantum? They say forget dictionary. Quantum means everything is possible. Quantum means possibility. The first experiment was they fired an electron. After firing an electron, they wanted to see how it acts. Surprisingly, that electron when fired split into two. Because two people wanted to see where it has been fired. Both saw it at the same time at different places, in the same room. Then 10 scientists watching the same electron, 10 scientists are able to say the fired electron at 10 different locations at the same time. What does it mean? They got confused. If you throw one ball should land at a specific place. I am throwing a ball at you, it should come to you. It cannot become that 10 people are standing at my back. If I throw a ball, all 10 see it at different places at the same time. It's impossible. Beyond logic. But this is where quantum sciences started. They saw 10 balls if there are 10 people. So the first time they concluded that the subject will determine where the matter has to ultimately project. That means that was the first experiment that proved awareness directs the matter. And then we went on with one experiment after the another. The DNA phantom experiment, where we concluded that a subject, a donor, can alter the movements of his DNA even to the tune of distance of 2000 kilometers. This is the experiment conducted by American military, well available on the internet. Just write phantom DNA and research yourself. A DNA was extricated from a human being, from his nose or from cheek, kept in a different room. The donor was asked to undergo a different kind of an emotion, happiness, sorrow, joy, arrogance, aggression. The moment he underwent the experiment, the DNA started behaving differently. Then ultimately they concluded to take a DNA from the heart, and the distance was increased to 2000 kilometers. And that was surprising for them. The DNA responded to the movement of the donor. It was measured on the atomic clock. In how much time? No time. It responded to its donor 2000 kilometers away in no time. This is the record, well available on the internet. And this again established human awareness can cast its impression upon matter. Then several theories started coming on water, etc., etc. World is yet to believe science. World doesn't believe science even today. Well, when we study Karma Yoga, I am going to give you number of experiments which have been conducted in the world, which you can easily go and study by yourself on your internet, watch videos, read documents, journals, which establish that this ancient Indian wisdom is not hocus pocus. It is pure science, science of the frontiers. And we cannot wait to lose until we come with the testimony, yes, it has been authenticated by Harvard, by Boston, by Plana University. You can't go on and wait for those many years because there are no instrumentations available to go and research at those extents even. When they can't show us a nanometer, how would they be able to show us the extent